Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you to join us and for being here with us today. I know it's nearly the end of the year, a few weeks to go, and 2022 will show its note, we're going to say. So I'm so happy to have Lesa with us today. She was one of the first pioneers with me on Isabelle's talk show. So Lesa, welcome back on Isabelle's talk show.
Thank you.
And I'm going to introduce Lesa because she's got a great topic today, especially because the end of the year is just around the corner. So before I'm going to introduce Lesa, she's based in the US and she recently relocated and now resides in a cottage on a beautiful lake. I've seen some pictures. I can't wait to jump on a plane and spend some time with her.
Please do.
She has many hobbies and interests that keep her fulfilled. To name a few, she loves learning new things, being surrounded by nature, and tandem bike riding with her partner. I want to see that, and I would like to try it with you next time I see you.
Please do.
The journey of self-discovery started when she left behind all things familiar, a career in the corporate world, a long-term marriage, as well as many of her belongings and friends. She dug deep into her own healing and began to discern the difference between conditioned beliefs and her own set of values. This helped her to create a life of personal freedom and passion, and I know that she's very passionate. She then used this knowledge to help others in her new career as a transformation coach and inner wisdom guide. She's very passionate about guiding those that feel lost or stuck in their own life. She has created a community for those searching for a place to be seen, heard, and valued. She's a big believer that when we set our mind to it, anything is possible. When we elevate our emotions to match our desires, we are truly limitless. So today she's going to talk to us about looking backwards and planning forward. So I'm so happy, Lesa, you're here, and welcome back, and all yours.
Thank you so much, Isabelle. It is such a true pleasure to be here. I remember way back when you were first starting your talk show, and it was such a joy to be one of the first on your talk show and to visit you again during this very special time of year. You know, I really oftentimes look at transitions in life. And I really see, yes, we have seasonal transitions, but the year transition is such a big and powerful time. It's a real time of creation for us if we're planning for it. So I'd love to share just 5 simple questions. They're going to help you to gain some insight and some clarity into moving forward into the next year. I can't believe how quickly 2021 has flown by.
I agree, it's gone quickly.
Yes, so 2021. Well, I really truly believe in living in the present moment and the power of living in the present moment. We oftentimes need to have reflection as well. So I want to start off with some questions that are going to help us to reflect on 2021. You know, when we're looking to the future, it's equally as important to take inventory of our past. It really will help us to see more clearly where we'd like to go. And so with that in mind, let's go ahead and explore 2021 for a moment. So my first question for everyone would be, what are some of your highlights of 2021?
Right.
Yeah, so really pause and really allow those memories to kind of flood your body, flood your mind. It's really time to celebrate. You know, yes, we celebrate, on New Year's Eve by, blowing horns or whatever you do. But really taking time to celebrate who you are and all that you've accomplished. And by accomplished, I really want us to redefine what success really looks like for us. So success could be something so simple, like setting a boundary,
Mm-hmm.
sharing your opinion with someone. Those things could be success. If you're anybody like me and you've had trouble in the past sharing your voice, sharing your opinions, and you're able to make strides in that direction, that's something to celebrate. So really taking the
Yeah,
time,
because it's a big
take,
step. It's a big step, and we tend to look at, well, 2021 or look at another year, but we tend to be negative and just say, you know what I haven't achieved, but what about what I have achieved?
yes, yes. And so taking those moments to redefine, like I said, what success or what achievements really look like to you. And instead of getting in your mind about, oh, well, I didn't do this or I didn't do that, put all that aside and just spend this time to really looking at even the smallest steps, because those small steps are one step closer to where you want to go and further away from where you were. So leave nothing out. Ask yourself some key questions like, what's been most important to you this year? What are you proud of? I really
Oh,
like that one.
yes.
Sometimes we have a hard time being proud, or that we've been conditioned to believe that being proud of ourselves is something that we shouldn't do. You know, it's shameful to be proud of yourself. So discarding that and just really allowing yourself to feel that pride in everything that you've been able to accomplish this year. Another really great question is, what brought you the most joy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then what are those treasured memories that you created? What is like something when you are old and you're sitting on a rocking chair on your front porch, what's going to come to mind when you think of 2021? So really those real treasured memories.
I've got some ideas.
Yeah. I love it. So then, so question number 2. Let me move forward. One moment. Sorry for the delay. Okay, question number 2. It is similar. You might see a lot of similarities in these two questions, but it's really different as well. What are you most grateful for in
Mm-hmm.
2021? Really harvesting that feeling of gratitude. Are there new friendships or connections that you've made? Have there been some amazing opportunities that came your way that you really want to just relish in that feeling of being grateful for them? Have you been able to enhance some of your relationships?
Mm-hmm.
Also, what have you learned along the way?
Yeah.
You know, really, have you learned some new tips and tricks and techniques, or just something that just blew your socks off, um, so to speak? So, and then also like looking at the other side of it, what have you overcome? Were there maybe some failures that actually taught you a very, very valuable lesson?
Mm-hmm.
And so looking at that as an opportunity. And then
Yeah.
lastly, related to this question, is there anything that continues to be a blessing in your life? So maybe you have continued health. Maybe you still have a strong relationship with your mother that you call every day. Maybe something similar to that. So what continues to be a blessing in your life? And then we're going to look forward to planning 2022. I have 3 questions for you. The last 3 questions are directed towards 2022. So, although you may have noticed, I use the word aspirations or intentions.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, and I know several people out there that are similar to me, have a little trouble with the word goal,
Yeah.
although I'm getting more and more comfortable with it. But when we really look at intentions, when we set intentions or we aspire to something, for those of us that have that little sticking point with the word goal, this can really be helpful as just looking at as like, I intend to accomplish this.
So, Lisa,
Um, mhm.
why do you have that sticky point about goals? What does goal do to you? I mean,
Yeah, that's a really great question. Thank you for asking. It really started like when I would hear the word goal or somebody would ask me, what are your goals? I would notice a sensation in my body. I'd feel that pit in my stomach, or I'd feel that lump in my throat, and really had to stop and really ask myself, okay, what's behind these feelings in my body? What's behind this lump in my throat? What's behind this pit in my stomach? And of course, like many of us, or perhaps all of us, that fear of failure popped up, or that there's like expectations that maybe I haven't completely agreed to. There were so many things that popped up for me. So if you are similar, I would invite you to just take on that process
Change the
of
narrative.
of first checking in with yourself, discovering where that sensation lives within your body, and asking if there's something it wants to teach you, wants to show you. And then, like you said, change that narrative, switch words around. So when I think of intention or aspiration, I glow with excitement. I feel joy in my body. I feel energized. And so that's where I personally want the words that I want to adopt are ones that create that energy that is just so vibrant.
And I know as well that you've got a spreadsheet you use with your intention.
I do. And I have an amazing accountability partner. I might be looking at her right now.
Yeah, because I use it too. After each day, I just fill in that form, and I know the intention, what I've got to do for the week, and it's true. And when you talk about intention, for me, there is something which triggers manifestation, to manifest something. Not like goal when I feel like it's from outside. Intention comes from inside. So that's probably why we feel more, I would say, comfortable with intentions instead of goals.
Yes, yes. And our words have such power. When we align with the word, like I align with the word intention or aspiration, goal, not so much. So changing those words can be a really powerful step for us to live more of the life of creation. Absolutely. So, and when looking towards 2022, I really embody the feeling of creation. And creation is just so important to me. And I'm a huge believer, like we were just talking about, like we can create our future. We can create the life that we really want. And the way that we do that is the mind is just such a powerful tool. Like when we program our thoughts, program our mind, I really believe we can achieve anything we put our mind to.
I agree.
So,
the habits as well, but that comes from the mind, obviously, realizing what we have to change and who we want to have that change, to experience it.
Exactly. So the next 3 questions I'm going to share with you are really looking forward. And when you're asking yourself these questions, I really want you to try not to limit yourself. So many times when we have ideas, we think, oh, but how am I going to do that? So I want you to just embrace it, write it down, and don't just dream it. Don't even think about how you're going to do it. And just allowing those free-form thoughts to flow, just writing down the first thing that comes to mind when you hear these things. That is one of the first steps of creation.
So think big.
Think big. Yes, please. All right. So the first question we're going to start off with when we're thinking of 2022 is, what is your theme for 2022? And it could be one word. It could be a short phrase. You could create a mantra from it. But what do you really want to live by? And then use that as a compass when you're making your decisions.
The first thing which came to mind was success, straight away.
Success.
So
nice. And mine is creation. Like I want to be more creative. I want to create more in my life. So creation really comes to mind. And the reason this is so important is when we look at these areas that will bring us more fulfillment to our life. So whether you want to create more peace or even creativity or courage or compassion, when you're doing that, when you're faced with decisions, you can ask yourself, does this align with my focus for the year? And then what happens is you're focusing all of your energy and your time and your attention towards what you want to grow into your life. And that's super powerful when we're able to do that.
Totally, yeah. And feel it as well. And you know, when you feel that you're there, suddenly it's just like, that's not that difficult. And I can feel it, so I can do it.
Yep, feeling into it for sure. So then question number 4, when looking at 2022, what ways would you like to grow and evolve in 2022? And again, dream big, think really big. So asking yourself, what do I want my life to look like 1 year from today? Yeah. So what does that growth look like? Again, don't think of how, just think of the future you. What does Isabelle or whoever want to look like 1 year from today? And I don't mean physically look like, I mean, what do you want your life to look like? How do you want to show up? What characteristics do you want to adopt or enhance that will help you get there?
Yeah, and you can look at different parts of your life. I mean, it could be personal, could be spiritual, could be professional. And I would invite our audience to do that, actually, to dream big for each part.
Absolutely. You read my mind, because that is the next question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I love how in sync we are. I love that. So lastly, question number 5 is, what areas of your life do you want to focus on? So I'm creating a workbook based on all of these questions. So if you're interested in that, I'll let you know how to get a hold of that in the end. But using a tool to help you look at your whole life overall, every area of your life, whether it's relationships, career, self-growth, those are just a few of them, spirituality, and looking, where are you most satisfied? And what are the areas that you'd like to grow in? And then don't do all of them. Just pick your top 1 or 2 and just let that be your focus. Even if it's for a month or a quarter, let that be your focus. And then you can shift focus once you have made some growth in that area. But even just making a few simple intentions. For instance, I heard something great the other day. Somebody was wanting to drink more water. So instead of her intention being, I want to drink more water, she said, every time I get in the car, I want to have a water bottle with me. So just that act of having a water bottle near you, or having, like, every time I get on a call, I want to have a glass of water near me. Just having it near you is one step towards drinking more water, because you have access to it easily. So thinking about even those small steps can really help make a big change in your life. And then also asking, what are the feelings attached to those intentions? You kind of mentioned this a little bit ago as well. When we really get out of our head about, how am I going to accomplish this? Drop into your heart. What is this going to feel like when I've accomplished it? What change will this make in my life? Then you just really embody those feelings. It's amazing how, when we go on the path of that we've already reached our goal versus a place of lack, that place of like, oh, I don't know how to get there, or this is something I don't have, what's wrong with me that I don't have this yet. We transition into a feeling that we've already have it. It's amazing how the action steps just come forth to you. They just like present themselves to you, new opportunities.
And even people, when you need help, people just arrive in your life. You don't know how, but that's just the right person to give you the tip you need or the contacts you need. So yeah.
Yeah. It's really
Trust.
beautiful.
Trust.
Trust. Exactly. When we can trust that things will show up in our lives as we need them, there is so much peace and so much liberation in that trust.
Yeah, it's just letting
Beautiful.
go and not being frustrated or worried. I know that sometimes we're not patient. That's,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a patient person, but I've learned. And trusting life, trusting that things will happen, that really helped me to get rid of all the burden, things which were not mine. So, and the frustrations and the worries.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, looking at this question, really like just choose the things that you feel most aligned with, the actions that feel most authentic to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that is the end of my 5 questions. Like I mentioned, though, if you're interested in getting a little workbook to help you work through these 5 steps, I'm happy to share that with you. You can just email me and I'll gladly send that along. But I'm really excited about the future. I'm really excited about
I
2022.
know. I know.
I
So
just,
tell us a bit about what you've got planned for 2022.
well, one of the things that makes me really excited is I just get this sense of this collective growth in 2022. Like, I don't see it just for myself. I see it for so many people around me that 2022 is just going to be a really magical year. And I'm so excited to get it started and to get rolling with it. But I do have some fun things coming up, and you might be involved in some of them with me, of course.
Yes.
So in 2022, we're going to have our second
So,
in a quarterly series of, it's called Soulful Circle. It's
mhm.
a summit for self-development, self-growth. Really excited. We're going to have 4 presenters this time. It's going to be 3 hours long, which may seem like a really long time, but I tell you, last time we had it, it was in October.
Mhm.
Isabelle and I are both hosting it. And the time just flew by. It was 4 hours and it flew by. However, just for the sake of time and everyone's energy level, we've cut it down to 3 hours. There's going to be some amazing presenters with some really powerful topics, and I simply just can't wait. It's going to be a great time.
I know, and
So,
they're going to come from all over the world. We've got from Holland, from Kenya, from the States as well. So it's going to be fantastic. So,
wonderful people.
oh yes,
So, I believe all of them you've had on your talk show before. We're going to have Marcella,
Marcella, we're going
Joe,
Treya, yeah,
Treya, Joe
and
Gooding,
Angela, yes, from the UK.
and
I forgot
Angela.
Joe. So it's going to be international, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So and we are inviting everybody. You will find some information on our Facebook pages, and feel free to register. So that's the first part. Then in
Yes.
February, what have we got planned, Lisa?
Well, I am hosting a series it's called the Self Series. It's delving into self-growth, self-discovery, self-development even further. It's going to be presented by Isabelle and myself, and I'm super excited about it. It's going to start, I believe it said 23rd of
February.
February,
Mm-hmm.
23rd of February, so almost a month after the Soulful Circle. And we're going to have 8 weeks. And during those 8 weeks, we're going to have a lot of topics that help you explore yourself.
And accept yourself and love yourself, because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
that's what we lack. And based on that, knowing ourselves will help us as well to plan, feel for 2022. So,
Absolutely.
because
I'm
being
super
unique,
excited about that.
I know, because being unique makes us obviously more powerful. And
Mm-hmm.
let's go and get what we want, what we've decided to do and manifest. And then just at the end of 2022, I just said, tick, 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 I've achieved.
Mm-hmm.
And even more.
Yes. Also to help with all of that achievement, I am starting a membership program with Mac Edwards, which many of you may know. And it's going to be really powerful to help have that accountability in making that progress. So, and then when we're not making progress, we can fine tune our intentions or our goals to help with creating this amazing future and seeing all of the amazing progress that we can make in the next year. It's going to be really powerful.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel like 2022 is going to be a fantastic year. Well, I've decided anyway. I've decided that it's going to be fantastic for everybody. So
we're creating a very powerful year.
Exactly, sending good vibes to everybody. Well, Lesa, thank you very much. And so next week, it's the last talk show of the year. I will be with Isabelle, and after talking about goals and intentions, we are going to talk about careers. So a new year, new career, how to get the job you want. So don't miss it next week. And obviously, you know that if you've missed one of the talk shows, you can go on my YouTube channel, Phoenix Coaching and Training, and then you will catch up. Or the best thing to do actually is click on that little bell, and every time I post a new video, you will get a notification so you won't miss it. Right. Thank you very much, Lesa. I'll see you, next year. Wow.
Sounds great. Yes, yeah. In January, I look forward to interviewing you.
Oh, yes, but that was a surprise. So, damn. That's okay. So that will be my turn on the 10th of January, but let's talk about it next week. So thanks very much, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.